Democratic Congressman Jim Himes of Connecticut, who is on the House Intel Committee. So she says that it's not likely that China wants to go to war, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to. Can you explain more of her answer?
Sure. And all indications are that the director is right. We don't have any reason to believe that the Chinese leadership or Xi wants war. The problem, of course, is that Xi, the Chinese leader, also really wants reunification with Taiwan. And the question is, which of those two desires wins out in the end? And that was sort of why I was asking the question I was asking, because we're either through deliberate action on the part of the Chinese, or often, because oftentimes wars start because of misunderstandings and mistakes, were we to find the world engaged in the Taiwan Strait, the economic effects, set aside the many people who would be killed and the military hardware that would be lost, but the economic effects would be absolutely devastating to China and, quite frankly, to the rest of the world.
Let's talk about TikTok, because there was an interesting response from Avril Haines on TikTok. I want to listen to it.
TikTok and ByteDance employees regularly engage in a practice called heating, close in quotes, heating, a manual push that ensures specific videos, quote, achieve a certain number of video views. Mr. Wray, can you rule out that TikTok has heated content at the direction of the CCP?
I don't think we could rule that out.
1/3 of Americans get their news from TikTok every single day. 1/6 of American youth say they're constantly on TikTok. That's a loaded gun, Congressman.
Obviously, that was not Avril Haines. But let's get to the point of the answer there. TikTok, if you look at the algorithm in China, it's much different than the algorithm here. When it's focused on young people in China, it's giving them math and other educational lessons, if you will, on TikTok. Here, it's solely for entertainment. And I wonder, does it concern you the way in which TikTok, I know it's so popular among, I'm sure, viewers as well, but the way in which it's captured the attention of the American public, especially our youth, to the point where, when you ask a kid what they want to be when they grow up, it's not just TikTok, but they'll say they want to be a social media star. And what that might mean for our future competitiveness with China beyond entertainment.
Yeah, well, there's a large issue here, and then there's a specific TikTok issue. The large issue, and this actually came out in the global threats assessment today, social media generally, because it is so easily manipulated for propaganda purposes. We saw this on January 6th here in our own country. It has changed the dynamic in some very scary ways. We believe that it's actually contributing to the decline of democracy around the world. TikTok, of course, is a very special case because there are no Chinese companies that are not subject to the requests and demands of the Chinese Communist Party. And so, people like me or military officers or anybody who works in national security should very simply not have TikTok anywhere near their devices. Now, the question for whether it should be prohibited to all American people, that's a much bigger question, right? Where you need to start thinking about, and people need to start thinking about, how do they feel about the federal government telling them which media platforms they can and cannot participate on? That's a pretty big step for the federal government, even as and I totally acknowledge that nobody involved in sensitive areas should be anywhere close to TikTok.
I think it's a question for all of us. How do you want your attention manipulated, be it by TikTok or any social media company? Any corporation, how do you want your brain to be co-opted, and whether you think it's a good idea? Jim Himes.
Yeah, and I'm a parent, right?
Yeah.
So first responsibility is with the parents. We've got a role to play in the regulation of social media, and we have a special role to play when that social media could be driven by antagonists of the United States.
Absolutely.